Hey guys, welcome back to Infinite Sky. And before I say anything, you should watch this video. This video is from Radom airport in Poland. Actually, an air show was going on here on 28th August 2025. Fighter planes were performing amazing stunts. Pilot Major Maciej Slab Krakowian Wybitny was going to fly in this show to show his talent. Hundreds of people had gathered around this airport to enjoy the air show, but no one knew that soon a plane was going to crash in front of everyone in the air show. Major boarded the F16 and took off. After this, it started circling the airport while rolling. In no time, the F16 turned upside down, that is, the upper part was down. After this, the airplanes started coming down rapidly in the same position. During this time, the pilot was also trying to stabilize the plane, but the speed of the plane was so high that the plane could not recover, and the F-16 was engulfed in flames in a few seconds. The pilot could not even eject his seat, due to which he died on the spot. Talking about the ground, nothing happened to anyone on the ground. The air show was stopped immediately after this accident. At present, the investigation is going on. Hundreds of people were filming this air show on their cameras. Therefore, the video of the crash has gone completely viral on the internet today. I watched these video clips many times and tried to find out where the problem occurred. However, this is not an official report. Whatever I'm going to tell you next, I am telling you based on my experience and research. The first question that arises in this accident is, why did the pilot not eject the seat to save his life? Look here, when the plane was coming down inverted, the pilot were trying to stabilize the plane. Then they must have got the idea that the plane might crash, but the problem here was that there were common people around the airport. If the pilot had ejected his seat, then who knows in which direction the plane would have crashed? Who knows how many people would have lost their lives? All fighter pilots are taught to risk their lives in any emergency case. Sacrifice your own life if necessary, but don't do anything that can cause the loss of life of common people. It can happen. That's why the pilot focused on controlling the plane rather than saving his own life by ejecting the seat. We can see just a few moments before the crash, the plane had come almost parallel to the runway. But because the speed of the plane was so high, the speed of falling down could not be reduced and this plane crashed. I think friends, if this plane had got 50 feet more, then this plane could have easily flown again. The plane would have been saved from collision. Somewhere a small mistake has been made in this accident. Normally in an air show, the plane either rolls or turns upside down. In both these cases, the plane flies in a circular path. It is very important for a fighter pilot to know how big a circular path his plane will have to fly in order to complete a stunt. If the pilot makes an accurate prediction and performs the stunt in a large circular path from a safe altitude, the plane will pass close to the ground without crashing. But if you reduce the altitude while performing the same stunt, the plane will collide with the ground before it becomes stable. Even if the pilot makes this mistake unknowingly, he has another option. He should shorten his circular path. He can do this by reducing the speed of the plane. If the speed of the plane reduces, it can also turn into a small circular path. Its speed seems a bit high here. Even if we notice behind the engine of the plane, we can see hot air coming out. Even when the plane was descending rapidly, the pilot may not have reduced the power of the engine. Even if the pilot makes this mistake unknowingly, he has another option. He should shorten his circular path. If the speed of the plane had decreased, it might have stabilized before colliding with the F-16 and this accident could have been averted. Apart from this, people are also talking about G-force here. G-force is anyway a big problem for fighter pilots. Due to increasing G-force, blood supply to the pilot's brain stops, and after a few moments the pilot can become unconscious. After this, where will the plane go, how will it fly, only God knows. Therefore, to understand this case a little more deeply, we will have to understand about G-force. To fly a plane in a straight line, lift equal to the weight of the plane has to be generated, which is done by the wings of the plane. We can call it vertical lift. But when the plane rolls, a part of the lift gets tilted. This is called the horizontal component of lift. Opposite of these two forces, centrifugal force and resultant load gets added. In such case, if the lift of the plane has to be increased, then the pilot will have to raise the nose of the plane a little. These extra forces together increase the g-force. In simple words, if we turn the plane 60 degrees, then we will experience almost 2g force. Now, what is 2g, 3g, 4g here? So look, this is not a mobile network. When we normally stand, walk, sit, or do any work, even when we are sitting in a plane, we experience the force of 1g. That means, if my weight is 60 kilograms, then we will experience that much weight. But if we sit in a fighter plane and fly rapidly upwards, we will feel as if someone is pulling us back. Actually, this is the g-force which has increased now. In 2g force, we will feel as if our weight is doubled. In 4g force, the weight will increase 4 times. That is, if your weight is 60 kilograms, then your weight will increase to 240 kilograms. The biggest problem here is that our body is made to function in 1g. Our heart beats in this g-force. But when the fighter pilots experience high g-force, all the blood of the body goes to the legs. Blood is not able to reach the brain. The result is that the pilot's vision starts weakening. They do not see any color. Everything becomes black and white. After this, the pilot's vision becomes narrow, as if he is flying in a tunnel and not in the open sky. After a few moments, this too will stop being visible and darkness will engulf the pilot's eye even in daylight. After this, the pilot will reach the final stage. Here he will lose his consciousness. Breathing will continue but his body will go into a coma. After this, the plane will keep flying without any control. If the pilot regains consciousness in between, then it is fine. Otherwise, it will crash somewhere. This situation is called G-lock. Now, let us come back to the accident that happened in Poland. When the pilot was suddenly increasing the altitude of the plane, then maybe here also he must have experienced high g-force. After this, the plane turned upside down. Here he must have experienced negative g-force as well. Maybe because of this he was not able to measure his altitude properly. Here he was facing high negative g-force. He must have been seeing everything upside down. Maybe because of this, friends, no doubt there must have been an effect of g-force here. But was this effect so much that the plane crashed? Well, I don't think so, because fighter pilots are well trained. No doubt they must have experienced high g-force, but they must not have gone to the G-lock condition, where the pilot loses his consciousness. And anyway, anti-G suits are used in today's era. As soon as the g-force starts increasing during flight, the sensor fitted in the anti-G force suit detects this. After this, the suit gets filled with air, which completely tightens the pilot's body. What happens is that due to high g-force, blood is not able to go to lower part of the body, and blood remains available in every part of the body. However, there is a problem in blood circulation, but without the suit, the pilot would directly fall unconscious, whereas after wearing this suit at least, the pilot can control the plane even under high g-force and can bring the plane to normal condition. If we watch this video of F16, then we can easily observe the pilots were trying to control the plane till the last moment. The plane had arrived almost parallel to the runway. Again, I would say that if he had got 40-50 feet more, then this accident could have been avoided. Apart from this, the plane was upside down. It can be very difficult to visually determine whether the plane altitude is correct. In such cases, it can be very difficult to visually determine whether the plane's altitude is correct or not. First of all this must have happened very quickly. Apart from this, the pilot would be seeing everything upside down, as if he was hung upside down and thrown in a circular path. Guys, I think it was pilot error. A very minor pilot error, but such a small mistake resulted in such a big accident. This accident in Poland teaches us that even if the probability of survival is 99% out of 100, death can occur even with a 1% probability. That's all for now in this video. I'll see you in the next one.